What it ended up being was... Hey and welcome back to the Jazzy Nation. So in today's video, I'm going to share my story of how I got sick while traveling / living overseas. Y'all know me from previous videos. I am an expat. I lived in Morocco for 2 years. This story is so interesting. So let me take you way back to the beginning. The very first day we arrived in Morocco, it had been such a long journey. It was my very first adventure like that overseas. I will say that before my trip, I had been gluten-free and living a more mindful lifestyle with my eating and things like that. But traveling, I kind of opened myself up, and that was like the first time, the first day that I was just like, I'm gonna eat everything. So I ate everything on the plane. I had never really had plane food that was like that. It didn't faze me. I felt good. I felt amazing. And then we get to Morocco, we get off the plane, and we have a friend come pick us up and take us all around where we were living in Casablanca, and it was great. I will say that I didn't get sick until I got in the car with our friend because I get motion sick. So I don't know why I didn't get motion sick or anything like that on the plane, but it was once we hit the ground running, I did not feel good, but I had to put on a brave face because we were in this new place and I didn't want to be the Debbie Downer. I wanted to still kind of like maintain my composure, maintain this like new fun lifestyle choice and be positive. So we are doing our thing. He's taking us all over the place, and then he asks if we're hungry, and we're like, yeah, we're hungry. He takes us to this restaurant, very interesting restaurant. The meal that I had was like smoked salmon and foie gras, which I've never had foie gras before. I never had smoked salmon to this extent, and I was so upset because I thought like, okay, this is Moroccan food. This is it. This is what I'm gonna have to live with for like 2 years. I can't believe this. I'm not really a fan, and you know how much I love Moroccan food, so that wasn't it. I realized like a week later that is not Moroccan food. That is actually more of a French variety of food, and I didn't like it. It was not happening. No. With the motion sickness and then that meal, I was done for. The rest of the night was a wrap. I was in bed. I was sick. Had to take care of myself, so I was resting. We did in fact go and get groceries, so we had like eggs and some bread, just random essentials from this random grocery store, so we tried our best. And the next morning, I wanted to put on a brave face, so I couldn't go into work because I was sick. I was experiencing culture shock, motion sickness, stomach sickness, possibly from food, and just a little bit of depression, just a little bit, because I just love my family. And yeah, I was like, okay, I'm gonna put my best foot forward and cook my husband breakfast so that he can go to work even though I'm staying home. I ended up just giving him his eggs and going back to lay down, and I went to sleep. He came back home around lunchtime, was like, oh, I met some new friends, I met some new colleagues. They want to go to lunch with us. Are you well enough to go? I was feeling better, I will admit, and I was actually feeling hungry, so I was like, okay, sure. So they gave us the option, once I met these new people, to go to a Moroccan restaurant or go to a Mexican-inspired restaurant. Now, y'all know I love Chipotle. Do you know that? I don't think I shared that with you guys. I love Chipotle, love it. Food scares and all. This probably is my issue. I opted for the Mexican-inspired place because they said it was similar to Chipotle. I did not for Moroccan because I thought I had Moroccan food the night before, and I was like, I'm not ready for any more Moroccan food. We go and we eat at this Mexican-inspired restaurant. It was okay. I eat maybe like halfway through my meal, and then I start feeling like absolute garbage trash on the side of the road. So I tried my best. I was done with the food. I kind of put it to the side. I was trying to stomach drinking water, bottled water, and trying to like maintain my composure. But then I did end up having to excuse myself because I just started sweating. Like I was just not feeling good. Drip, drip all over. I was just getting so hot. I was sweating. It was just awful. And I said, okay, I'm sorry. I have to excuse myself, but I have to go. And I don't know where home is. So somebody's gonna have to take me home. So that was then, and fast forward to other times. I say that this is interesting because as a food-related illness, This thing lasted possibly up until my very last day in Morocco. I'm not gonna lie, I was sick, super sick, my very last day in Morocco. And I think it's because I never treated my illness from when I first got to Morocco to like the last week. I was sick off and on. I would say that every time I took the train somewhere in Morocco, I'd come back home and I'd be sick for like a couple days. Previously, I would get sick maybe here and there. It would be bad, it would be okay, it wouldn't be too awful. But the last few months in Morocco, I would be sick every single week. And then, mind you, I am still like getting periods and stuff like that, so I didn't even know what was happening. It was like every other week or every week that I didn't have a period, I would be sick with what we call the rhea. Yeah, we're just gonna get into it. That's what I call it, because calling it what it actually is every single time I get sick is really disgusting. So I would get sick with the rhea, I'd get sick possibly with a little bit of like throwing up, heaving, hobbing, every single week for months. It was just awful, awful. And I didn't realize that it was this bad until the last week that I was in Morocco. I had stomach cramps like no other. I mean, those other months I would have stomach cramps as well, but that last week, the stomach cramps were so intense, I could not even breathe sometimes. Like it would just be, I'd be on the floor, clenching my stomach. I was scared. I mean, it was just starting to get ridiculous. I was scared to travel just in case I got sick in the car, just in case I got sick on the way. I just did not take care of myself up until that point. Like, I missed too many days of work, I feel like, for being sick the way that I was sick. I did in those times go and see my healthcare professional that I had nearby. She'd always recommend this process that I take my sample to a lab, which was walking distance away from my house, but still not like close enough to my house. If I take the sample, I need to take it within like 30 minutes or else the sample dies. And if I don't take it within 30 minutes, then I have to do it again. And it was just, all of this stuff would go through my mind, and I would think like, I'm not doing that. Like, that is ridiculous. That's a lot of work. And I honestly made it harder than it really was, because that last week I actually did do what I was supposed to do. Took my sample, walked it over to the lab where they take cultures and things like that. I think because I was so flustered, I actually went into the wrong doctor's building with the sample. You guys get what sample is, right? Okay. Couldn't read the Arabic on the door. Went to the other side and it was another wrong doctor, and I'm trying to explain in French, I have this sample, I need to give it to a doctor. Are you this person? My phone is dying. It was just all awful. I'm sweating, I'm just sick, I'm just not feeling good. Really careful to try not to like get anybody else sick, but that's the issue with just this whole process. Things are definitely different when you are overseas and you're sick. You have to figure it out. You have to kind of deal with what is there, and it works. It's just a little inconvenient. So I finally find the right clinic, the right laboratory, and give my sample to them. They're actually really nice. The thing was, I didn't even think about it. It costs money, so after going to the wrong places, finding the right place, giving them my sample, them telling me how much it is, and me not really getting my money right in my head and thinking, oh my gosh, okay, there's an ATM nearby. Now I need to go downstairs, there were stairs, go to the ATM, figure this out, get my money out, go back upstairs. I hope the sample's not dead. I did it. Long story short, I did it. The ordeal was worth it because they were able to get me my results the next day. I literally could have had that done months and months and months and months and months ago. What it ended up being was a parasite. I had a pretty hefty parasite in my stomach. I'm gonna let you know, so I couldn't be put on any medication. That was the issue. I just wanted to be on some antibiotics, but I couldn't be on antibiotics without being tested. So after getting tested for this stupid parasite that invaded my body, I was then permitted to take medicine. I was able to get a prescription, which was super easy. Pay for my medicine, get my medicine, and I had to take this set of medicine for, I think it was like a week or 2 weeks or something like that. And then after that, I was put on this medicine, and this one I have to take, the other one I think it was like 4 tablets a day. This one I take 4 tablets a day as well. Looks like this. And I still have one more thing left So I am gonna finish that. You never know. You really never know. You really have to take care of yourself. Really just have to do the necessary steps it takes when you are traveling. I'm just glad to finally be done with this. I really am. And I'm glad to share this story with you guys. So if you have any stories that you want to tell me in the comment section below, please do so. If you have any recommendations on how to prevent food-related illnesses for those traveling abroad for the first time, or for those seasoned travelers, we still need to know all this information and kind of brush up on it. Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you want to see some travel diaries, I will leave them here. And if you want to see some more sit-down travel-related videos, I will leave those right here as well. I think that's it. I'll see you all in the next video. I love you so much, and I'll talk to you next time. Mwah. Bye.